So let's now finish up all this rendering business. Let's change our density up to about 10. Let's change absorption color back down to black and change this color to kind of a light color. From here, let's select our explodios, whatever we're going to call them, and come into render and make sure we've got show emitter turned off. So if I press F12, we can see that they're all removed. Let's now select our smoke and come into our object data visibility and show in renders, and let's just turn these all off. The next thing I'm going to do is select our point light, change that to a sun, and we'll change that to about 1. Let's come into actually EEVEE renderer so we can actually see what's happening. Actually, we might bump that up to 2. And now if I press F12, we can see our smoke coming through. So I'm just going to reposition the camera. And this seems like a good spot here. The one thing I don't like is that all these holes are all pretty much the same size. So I'm going to come back into our original particle effect by selecting our bullets. Let's come down into our particles options, cache. Let's delete all bakes. What I'm going to do is change scale randomness. Let's just bump that up a little bit. Let's come back into this bullet here. Let's give it an actual material, new. I might actually just make this a kind of like an orange light about there, and let's go like so. So we've got this kind of glow happening. And then from here, if we come back into cache mode, if we select our domain, come back into the physics tab, and let's just go bake all dynamics, and hopefully now we're going to have some different size holes. We'll select the panel and we'll come down to this incremental, turn on incremental, and change the shape from convex hole to mesh. And then what we'll do from here is let's just go delete the bake on the surface here and click bake again. And we've still got the same problem. Ooh, those holes have gotten a bit deeper. Let's just bring this back like so. It would be nice to have something a little bit jagged at the back. So let's actually do that. Let's go Shift D to duplicate. Let's get rid of dynamic paint on this plane here. And I'm just going to bring that out like so. We're going to duplicate this material. So actually let's get rid of material and we'll have concrete black. And I'm just going to select a few vertices around the place. Come up to the top here to proportional editing. Let's go random GY. And where is it? Where's my thingamabob? Let's just try this again. G, Y. All right, so let's expand our selection using mouse wheel out. Whoops, I don't have proportional editing turned on. Press O, GY. And so we've kind of got this. And so now if I grab this plane and we bring it back in, so it kind of sits here-ish. You'll see that there's, if I press F12, you'll see that there's not right. So for some reason I had a keyframe on this, so let's delete that keyframe. And let's go bring this back so it's just behind the covers. There we go, F12. And then we can see that it's a little bit jagged back there. All right, now let's just render this all out. Volumetrics, we will put this to 2. We'll just use EEVEE. Volumetric shadows, why not? Let's enable that. Let's find a place to save it. I'll just throw it in temp. And to render animation. And then it needs to be about 100 frames long. File. Sorry, render animation. And at the end of the day, this is the results we get. Please make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It helps me out, keeps you up to date with any of my free content. And please leave a comment to let me know if you did like this kind of course or not.